Seattle, the city known for its luscious nature, the Space Needle, and of course, having the very first Starbucks ever. Hi, I'm Sarah Chabon. Thank you for clicking onto my channel. So, my husband and I decided to visit Seattle for a few days during our holiday break to visit Washington State and enjoy some really good coffee. My goal today is to show you all the wonderful food and drink spots that put a lot of love and care into what they serve and let you know whether they're worth it or not. Without any further ado, let's walk into our first location. The first spot we adventured to is Lola. When you first walk in for a table, you may be escorted to the connected lobby, which is also the lobby of the hotel called Hotel Andra. The lobby is a very cute and cozy area that makes waiting for a table extremely comfortable. Lola offers modern Mediterranean and North African meals inspired by Greek cooking styles and has 4 out of 5 stars on Yelp with over 3,800 reviews. This made us really excited for the visit, and we were truly excited from the moment we sat down. The breakfast menu is not too large. It contains 11 breakfast items and 9 sides to choose from. We firstly ordered 2 refreshments, a mint spritzer, and cucumber lemonade. These were pretty good, but our meals were the showstoppers. I ordered the golden pancakes with smashed potatoes instead of the maple pork sausage it originally comes with, and my husband Daniel ordered the veggie omelet. My pancakes were incredible. They're the best pancakes that Daniel and I have ever had. They were really fluffy, the maple syrup and vanilla mascarpone were outstanding to have on top, and the smashed potatoes were the ideal savory side to have for breakfast. Daniel says that his veggie omelet with kale and mushrooms was also delicious and full of flavor. After licking our plates clean more or less, we both agreed that if we lived in Seattle, we would be back in a heartbeat. The next place we went to is a chain that's all over the world. If you guessed Starbucks, you're essentially correct. However, this is not just any Starbucks. This is the Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Capitol Hill, located on Pikes Street. From the moment anyone walks in, they look so impressed by the high ceilings, large amount of visitors, and of course, all the coffee and elaborate trinkets and gadgets all around. As the name suggests, this Starbucks roasts, packages, and brews their coffee all in one location. They also have lunch selections, a bakery with pastries and breads, and an array of souvenirs to take home from not only the gift shops, but little stands all over the lobby. Some of the booths also sampled coffee, but Daniel and I still prefer their water. When it came time to order, a friendly barista walked us through the unique menu choices to help us choose drinks. We committed to ordering the origin flight of 3 coffees, which included the 3 coffees of the day: Ethiopian coffee, Guatemala Antigua, and Hawaiian coffee. Guatemala Antigua was Daniel's least favorite as he claimed it lacked flavor and tasted burnt. Hawaii had a similar citrusy chocolate flavor, which he didn't mind, but his favorite was the Ethiopian coffee, which more suited his preference as it was floral and light. He claimed that it was smooth, easily drinkable, and even exceeded his expectations of Starbucks. I ordered a Shakerado Affogato, which was amazing. It consists of ice cream with 1 shot of espresso and a sprig of mint on top, as well as the dark chocolate mocha with oat milk, which honestly tasted just like any regular Starbucks mocha you could ever order, so I didn't really care that much about it. For dessert one day, Daniel and I actually returned to the Reserve to try out their chocolate mousse cake with pistachio ganache and strawberry cheesecake, both of which were simply mediocre at best. We also reordered our favorite drinks from last time, the Shakerado Avocado and Ethiopian coffee. Even though our drinks and pastries were quite average, we thoroughly enjoyed the experience of observing all the cool working parts that the roastery had to share. Daniel and I took a moment to unwind and freshen up before visiting our next coffee shop. The moment my eyes caught sight of this cafe, I was astonished. Mr. West is a super photogenic cafe bar located in downtown Seattle. It has a very open, modern interior with plants everywhere. You'll even find little aesthetic knickknacks like candles and compasses for sale near the register. They have plenty of bites and drinks to choose from, like a croque monsieur or coffee soda, but Daniel and I ended up with the burrata with pickled cauliflower, olives, pesto, and slices of toasted baguette. I ordered the matcha latte with oat milk, which was good, and Daniel ordered Mina's chai, which consists of Assam tea, cardamom ginger spice blend, and cinnamon. Daniel's chai was really light and tasty, and I personally appreciated the micro-foamed milk that reveals the diligent nature of the baristas. We returned for a quick bite on our last day and ordered a mushroom, Gouda, and microgreens toast that I found phenomenal, and Daniel ordered an avocado toast. Mr. West was my all-time favorite coffee shop in Seattle. After shopping around Westlake Mall and witnessing an ice sculpture for the first time ever, we headed to Heartwood Provisions for dinner, located on 1st and Spring Street. Heartwood is a very warm and cozy restaurant with some unique menu items. I ordered the wild sea scallops with no chorizo, which was delicious, just not as filling as I like. I like carbs, so I would have loved some potatoes or rice on the empty half of my plate. We also ordered roasted broccolini on the side, which was sitting in a Thai caramel sauce and peanuts, and my husband ordered the grilled game hen, which he loved the flavors of and appreciated the skill that went into putting the plate together. Gotta love this guy, huh? Lastly, we decided to order dessert and did not regret it. We chose the smoked caramel panna cotta. Oh my god, just watching this makes me drool. It was a brown sugar ice cream with caramel, poached and sweetened apple chunks, as well as hazelnut crisps. This alone is the reason I would come back, but I truly loved Heartwood Provisions overall and recommend it to anyone. That night, we visited the public market center, also known as Pike Place Market, which claimed to be open until midnight, but it was really empty and everything was closed. Except for the first Starbucks. We were lucky to be able to visit during this time because during the daytime, the line is extraordinarily long. If you could tell by my face, I wasn't very impressed because it was cramped, pretty old-fashioned looking, and honestly smelled like pee a little bit, so we just headed out. Day 2, we ate breakfast at Cafe Hitchcock in downtown Seattle. It's so cute inside, has a nice aesthetic, and some cool plates and drinks to choose from. The drinks we got are the Iced Dirty Hippie with oat milk and the After Party with oat milk, both of which were so good. Even though I have plenty of Egyptian friends, I finally got to try shakshuka for the first time. It's just tomato sauce, eggs, cheese, and bread, and oh man, is it good. I could not stop going in for more, even though it was burning my tongue off. Daniel just got some bread and jam that also came with a little flavored butter as well. When we first walked in, we weren't welcomed very nicely. In fact, the guy making drinks aggressively informed me to stop filming if he was in the clip, which is understandable but could have been said very differently because it kind of ruined our mood for a bit, but nonetheless, our food and drinks were super delicious and Cafe Hitchcock is a huge yes from me. Next up, coffee again, and we went to La Marzocco Cafe. You may recognize the name as it is placed on many commercial espresso machines that you'll find in some coffee shops around the world, and this is the one and only cafe that they have ever opened. This cute cafe serves specialty coffee and occasionally has events like Friday coffee tastings at 10 a.m., discussion panels, and musical guests. This cafe is actually located in the KEXP radio station building, so you can listen to the live radio while sipping on your coffee or biting into your pastry. I ordered the Here's Johnny, which is basically a ginger snap latte, and Daniel ordered the winter special. Mine was okay, Daniel's was good. I would rate La Marzocco an 8 out of 10 overall. As recommended by many friends, we visited the Chihuly Glass Museum before heading to grab a snack. I know it's not food, but if you're going to Seattle, you have to see this museum. It is absolutely stunning. For a quick snack, we were recommended to go to this little brunch stop. If you're a kid, let me warn you, you'll be hearing the B word for this little bit, so I would skip over if you need to. Biscuit Bitch is a southern-inspired shop that sells, well, biscuits and gravy. You're greeted as soon as you walk in with a little and are immediately hit with the smell of gravy. Their menu is quite big for essentially just selling biscuits and gravy, and for those that need it, they have gluten-free biscuits, And for people who don't prefer meat, there is shiitake mushroom gravy instead of their sausage gravy. As a whole, I think this spot is really fun. I've seen Biscuit Bitch a few times around town, and Daniel and I thought that our biscuits and gravy were actually really good. If you haven't noticed already, we typically grab coffee after every meal. With this being said, coffee was next on our list. Storyville Coffee, a cafe with 4 locations, all in Washington, has a similar comfy cozy vibe to Heartwood Provisions. From the windows, you can get a nice view of Pike's Place. They have a good handful of food and drinks to choose from. Daniel just got brewed coffee and I ordered a plain latte with their house-made almond milk, which, might I add, is extraordinarily delicious as it is sweetened with dates. Daniel also ordered a chocolate chunk cookie, and since we are first-time visitors, they gave us a free mug as a souvenir. How sweet is that? Storyville is a coffee shop where I would come back just for the homemade almond milk alone. But Daniel and I enjoyed our time overall, and we're starting to get hungry after a long afternoon. The Pink Door. With the name nowhere to be found on the outside, this dinner spot accumulated a whopping 5,000 reviews and has 4.5 stars on Yelp. They have a really large interior full of hanging lights and had the sweetest servers ever. As a huge pasta lover, everything on their menu looked delicious. Daniel and I both ended up with 2 of the vegetarian options on the menu, the classic pink door lasagna that the server claims they're known for, and the winter risotto. Both were delicious, but I ended up stealing the last pieces of Daniel's lasagna for a couple reasons. My risotto had a little too many green onions on it, but the spinach lasagna itself is just truly amazing. It makes sense why they left it on the menu since day one. After a quick stop at Slate Coffee Roasters to try their deconstructed latte and getting some rest at the hotel, it was time for dinner. Mamnoon was my husband's choice as he is a huge fan of Middle Eastern food. They serve food from both Syria and Lebanon in this modern eclectic interior. I appreciated the menu that is in both English and Arabic as it made it fun for me to read and recognize the names of plates I've heard of before at dinner gatherings with friends and family. I was not too hungry, so I just ordered saffron rice and hummus. Daniel ordered Brussels sprout tabbouleh, which may sound weird but actually turned out to be absolutely delicious in our opinions. We also ordered the menaish sampler and ended up asking for another za'atar bread to replace the lamb bread as we do not eat lamb. All 4 of our orders were really great and the service was spectacular. Being the perfect recipe for a 10 out of 10 experience, we returned to Mamnoon the next day. I ordered the same menaish sampler but with all za'atar and Lebanese since it was my favorite one from the day before, and Daniel ordered the grilled chicken plate, which he thought was very, very good. Mamnoon is really a great restaurant to visit in Seattle, and I 100% recommend it to anyone. The next morning, after a quick snack from Mr. West, Daniel and I headed to Anchorhead Coffee. We were drawn in by the storefront with lights peeking through, and the friendly dog, of course. The black interior with string lights hung up was beautiful to see, and the menu had quite unique options to choose from. They had many house-made syrups like rose, maple, and mint, but I ended up choosing their matcha with pistachio milk and vanilla bean. This drink was super delicious. If you love pistachio, you would love this drink. Daniel ordered their light roast, which he thought was good as well. Immediately after, we made a quick pit stop at Top Pot Donuts, that was a mouthful, and got to try their maple donut. It was highly recommended by some friends, but I found it equal to any other donut I've ever had before.
I think it tastes a little like any donuts.
If I were to come back, I would buy a more unique donut, but since it was Christmas Eve, they were out of most of them. The last spot we filmed was highly recommended by my cousin Noura. Beecher's is known for their handmade cheese that is full of flavor. As you can sort of tell in this clip I took, they actually make their cheese in-house, which is probably what gives it the ultimate freshness. They gave out samples and sold plenty of packed cheese as well, but I came for one thing: their mac and cheese. It was creamy, thick, ooey gooey, just everything you could have wanted in a mac and cheese. Daniel ordered a grilled cheese with tomato and spinach and said it was fantastic as well. 20 out of 10 would recommend. Overall, we had a wonderful experience in Seattle. From touring around different museums to trying all the food and coffee shops that they have to offer, we were never let down and were constantly eager to try the next place to eat or drink at. If you're popping into Seattle for just a day, I would most highly recommend Mr. West for coffee and Mamnoon for lunch or dinner. Well, honestly, I liked all of the spots I went to for different reasons, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like this video, subscribe and watch all my other videos, and I will see you next week. Bye!